So, yes. So let's start like this, in this place of balance, these scales, and you just roll your shoulders and hold your hands in a way that's comfortable. The fingers can kind of relax and let your eyes close and start to feel into the palms, the energies there, the air there. Might even feel the support of what is beneath your palms, backs of your hands, just even imagining. But yeah, it's present. And on the exhale, bringing these hands together slowly, finding the yum space in front of your heart. You might bring the hands, they might sit close together, they might be right together, they might be on your heart. Feel into this space. For this moment, we are one with everything happening around us, this change of seasons, how nature just knows, oh, this is the time to begin to turn in. This is the time where we plant bulbs in the ground that will hopefully be the first flowers of spring. And then just before we move on, feel into this yum space of your heart. And let a little smile play on your lips. Corners of the mouth turn up to soften the temple space, the third eye space. This temple of you, of entering into all that is within you. Open practice and chant Om 3 times. Inhale fully. Om. Staying as you are, but release your hands down to your thighs or your lap. Listening to the sound of your breath. Feeling into your heart space, your heartbeat. I did introduce the seed sounds. I feel like we're going to just bring that chanting in for a few moments. So stretch your legs if you need to. So I remember them by thinking of the word lover. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's lam, bam, ram, yam. So love, something I think of lovery. Love, bam, Ram is the solar center, Ram. And I feel like, the Egyptian god Ra, the sun god, Ram lives here in the solar plexus. So Ram, Vam, Ram, Yam. Hum is the throat. Hum makes sense. Hum. And then the third eye is Om, and then it's silence. And so sometimes I'll add the hands. So I'll just do it. You can join in whenever you feel okay. And it goes Lam, Bam, Ram, up and just let that energy come down. And I'll start again with the opposite hand. Lam, lam, ram, yam, om. So we'll do a few rounds. Lam, lam, ram, yam, om. Lam, vam, ram, yam, om. Two more. Lam, vam, ram, yam, om. Lam, vam, ram, yam, om. Open your eyes. So just setting the vibrational energy. This is what the seed sounds. It's all scientifically recorded that these are the sounds that activate and resonate in those chakra centers. So let's see what does. Okay, I'm going to start standing. Oh, come all the way up. I saw this great thing about if you never sit on the floor, you never get to get up. So good. That's already good practice. And I'm going to do the tennis ball under the foot. And feel free to grab a wall if you need to. And we'll just, embrace what is. And breathe. Feel, connect to that space between the foot and the earth, the foot and the ball and the earth. It's moving in ever way here. You can add a little bit of the turning of the leg, a little hip rotation. We're going to find that reverse high heel. So at some place, you rest your heel. I'm just turning my foot out. I'm going to bring the other foot beside it as best as you can. So if it needs to go back, you find it. That's okay. Just walk your way in and feel that one foot is lifting. And then I'm going to press into the ball. Draw the hips towards each other. You just can do that without using your hands. Just let that happen. And then we'll go to the opposite. So I'm going to lift that heel that's on the ball and put the toes down as much as I can be on the ball of the foot. Push in and see if there's a way to bring the legs together and maybe straighten and breathe. Good. Nice. One more breath. Okay, and then we'll step off. Hopefully that woke the foot up. No seed sound for the feet. Probably long. They say like the seed, even though the chakra is in the lower center, it does govern the legs. Okay, second side. Good morning. Preparing for class. The tennis balls, we have two dogs, so the tennis balls are never where we put them. And looking for the tennis balls and lying in bed this morning going, tennis ball under the tush is exactly what I need today. So if you like that and you can start anticipating that is going to come today. Good. Okay. And now I'm going to find that. We will turn the foot a little bit. I didn't do that on this side. Turning the leg. Good. And then I'm going to find that reverse high heel again. So heel on the floor, find the ball, and you're bringing the weight forward. So just be very small increments and feel. And then once you're there, you can bring your, from this lower chakra, we ground right down through the legs, hugging the hips towards each other. If that doesn't make sense, don't even stress about it. Good. One more breath. And then I'm just moving this leg back just to find the opposite, the toes down. So wherever the ball lands is good, into the arch or the back of the arch. And as I'm finding my balance and enjoy the playfulness. Anything else that's arising. Okay, and then we'll come off the ball, stand on your 2 feet. We'll step the legs apart a little bit. And the toes are going to be, your feet are parallel, they're pointing straight. And then I'm just going to place the hands on the hips. Yeah, okay, let's do this. This is great. This, oh, okay, do a few of these. Oh no, we do some circling. I did do this with kindergarten. This week, the circling was just happened, and I feel like it was very cute. Go the opposite way. Good. Okay, and then we're going to come to center. We're going to bend the knees, just a little bit of knee. So the feet are straight, you bend your knees wherever you can. Maybe you go to a place where you start to feel some discomfort in your knees if you're lucky to have that. And then I'm going to roll the foot. So I'm on the outer edge, come back, do the other one. Oh, steady. Just do that a few times. Yeah. Okay, and then see if you can make it fluid. And again, I'm still going to keep the feet pointing straight. So just move side to side, keep dropping down if you can. Just like this. And then let's come upright. Just drop your arms and rock front to back on your feet for a moment. Good. Okay, and then we're going to turn the feet out. And you just, whatever works, however far apart, it's all good. I'm going to come back down. And you're just going to play. Oh, see, as I come down, I know I can come down more. I'm walking the feet out. You just go wherever. And I'm going to keep the feet where they are. I'm just going to rock. I'm not lifting the feet. Yes. Good. Now I'm going to lift the foot. So just keep the heel on the floor. You see what happens, If you need to come up higher or lift your arms for balance, do that. Good. Okay. And then we'll come back, come up, walk your feet into a not close together, but comfortable distance. Take a breath, and then reach your arms straight up. And we'll just give ourselves a nice big lengthening, reaching. Maybe the back is arching. I don't know why I turned to the side and coming down. Good. Okay. Nice. And then bring your hands to your hips. We'll heel toe the feet again. Find your comfortable distance. Good. Okay, I'm going to keep the right foot pointing out. I'm going to turn the left foot in. Then I'm going to turn this right foot to point straight. Yes, and then we're going to reach our arms up in the air. We're going to bend into this knee and straighten. We're just going to do that. So you're facing your chest, same direction as your right foot. Good. Okay, and the next time you come forward into this lunge, if possible, lift your right heel up off the floor. Reach your arms, and then bring the heel down, straighten the leg. Let's just go straight to the second side. So just keep your arms lifted. Turn the right foot in, turn the left foot out, and then turn your chest. And then we'll just up and down. You can bring your hands down if it's too much. Just bending into that knee and my legs are not super far apart. And the next time you come forward, maybe you lift the heel, reach higher. Good. And we'll put the heel down, turn yourself, and we're coming to a forward fold. I'm going to bring the hands to the hips first. Lift up and then bend your knees. Stick your butt back. Come down. Maybe it's just halfway. You feel that, and put your hands at the wall or on the floor. And then start to drop down into this, whatever way works. I'm going to walk my hands between the feet a little bit better, a little bit, not better. It's just happening. And drop your head. And if your inner elbows or any part of you is touching touching the inside of your shins, just give them a little press out. Okay. Let's take a few breaths here. You can push the feet into the floor a little bit more. And lift the toes up. And stay here. 2 more breaths. Okay, now we're going to walk the hands. If you've taken them back, just walk them back so they're underneath your shoulders. Straighten your arms. Okay, bend your knees so that you can shift your weight back and come up and take your hands and start to come up. And I'm going to keep the knees bent as I come up. And then as I come up, I'll straighten the legs. Reach your arms up. Take a big breath. Good. We're going to take a modified
Parsvakonasana. So I'm going to turn my right foot straight, pop that back heel back, and bring this forearm, if this works, here. And I'm not that far, then you can decide, oh, maybe I'll let that leg go slide back, reach the left arm up. Maybe it crescents over your head, which is happening here, but it's all good. One more breath. And then it's the coming up. If we never go down, how do we come up? That's really where the interesting stuff happens. So it's a nice back release. This pose. Okay, I'm going to bend the knee, put the forearm down, and then feel, is this too close? Want to go further? Reach your right arm up to the sky, and then maybe it comes over your ear. Good. Okay, you're going to do one more on each side. You're just going to flow and just feel, oh, maybe the coming out is the most interesting part. Just one moment on each side, and it's the coming out. And we'll do the other side. And then we'll come all the way up. Good. We're going to bring the feet together, heel toe, or give a little hop. Watch out for your ball if it's there. Pause. Just feel. Okay. Slow your breath down. Let's do 2 rounds of the seed sound since it's there already. So I'm just going to stay here. I'm going to move my hands even though you can't see. So inhale. Lam, vam, ram, yam, am, om. Lam, vam, ram, yam, am, om. Definitely breath work. Okay, pause. Our next pose is tree pose. We'll balance on the left leg. If you need the wall, bring it in. Find whatever works. And I'm really going to externally rotate. So I lift the heel, turn it out, then feel the strength in the standing leg as you bring it up. And no, the foot never needs to come off the floor. You can keep the toes on the floor. And the leg can go up as high as works. Every day different. I'm reaching my arms up. And here's where this hug the hips towards each other might be a helpful, or not. It's just playtime. Good. One more moment. Even if you're following and rocking it today, then acknowledge that. Come on out. Drop. I'm just going to rock on the feet a little bit, forward and back, and then we'll find second leg. So start by lifting that left heel and turning the leg out. And plant that right side. Find your tree. Whatever works. Woo. The new moon, you guys have heard me say very often that what's happening, in your life, in your body, and outside in the great universe, all affect whether balance is there today, tomorrow. Okay, good. Come on out when you're ready. Pause. Great. Okay, we're going to come, I'm just going to kick the ball out of the way, but keep it handy. And we'll come down for forward fold. I feel like a wide-legged forward fold. I might like that, but you can keep them a little closer together. Inhale, sweep your arms up, reach up. And exhale, feel the butt move back first. It's almost like someone's pulling your tailbone and you come down whatever feels okay here. If you want to sway a little bit, you can do this sometimes when we're sitting. Even if you have your legs right together, maybe you need some movement. And then I'm just going to bend and straighten the legs a few times, just for my knees. They love it. Good. Okay, well, let's take 3, 5 breaths here. Drop in as much as you can. Feel your feet on the earth. If your hands are touching the floor on your block, they're connecting to the earth. If you connect to the earth there, you might feel the lift happening somewhere else. Okay, you're going to walk the hands around. We're coming down. I'm going to start with the downward dog just because, we're here. So this will take a moment. See how that feels. Lift and lower your heels. Bend and straighten your knees. Strength from your shoulders to your arms. Good. Then we're going to come down to hands and knees. So I'll take a moment, grab a little blanket, put it down, support those knees, smooth it out. Good. And then let's take a few rounds of cat-cow, and we'll do all the variations. Let ourselves move a little bit. So starting with drawing that navel in, dropping it down, moving into cat-cow. Feel. Hearts beside me when we fall. Right. The joys of aging. You know, I used to do this at 30 and wasn't not. I feel like it was nothing, but now it's so much more to be aware of. I'm grateful for that. Good. Okay, one more. And then we're gonna rest in between, and I'm gonna sit on the toes, friends, because I haven't done that for a while. And you sit if that works, or you come up on your knees, anything. Let's do one round of our seat. So inhale. Move your wrists, give them a shake, come back down because that's great. Separate your knees apart. I'm such a kindergarten teacher now. Tuck your toes under. Pause here. Now put the tops of the feet on the floor. Push down with the tops of the feet if you can. Pause. Now tuck the toes under. Now tops of the feet. Toes under. And then you choose which one. And we'll move into a side bending cat-cow. So the hips move to the left and you look over your left shoulder. And then rock it side to side. And there might be, as you move to one side, opposite shoulder might draw forward. Good. Do this. Good. And we'll do some barrel rolls. So from here, I'm going to walk the hands forward and the knees back and make it longer. Drop the belly and roll your body all the way around. Let your eyes close, your jaw drop. Just embody what it is. Feel all of that. At the same time, acknowledge that you're on your hands and your knees. All those organs, resting towards gravity, reverse. Shoulders, whatever's moving, notice it. Yeah. Good. I'm going to go one time in each direction. And we're going to come to sit again. This time I'm going to sit on the tops of the feet. And I brought the knees right together. You just make whatever you need to do, even if it's up there. Here we go. Big breath. Lam, vam, ram, yam, om, om. Shake your wrists. Good. Okay. Last one. So come back. I'm going to walk the knees back and we're going to move forward and back. So the knees can go wide apart. You could be in child's pose legs too. And you're just going to rock front to back. And if being on the wrists is too much, just come onto your forearms and move your body forward and back. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to start to drop it into a bit of a cobra and move it almost all the way back for child's pose. Just letting the feet move as they know they need to accommodate the knees. Good. Okay, let's do two more. And then we're going to come to sit. And so I'm going to roll over the knees. I'm going to come to cross-legged. If this works, across the ankles, walk the hands back and just see, maybe it works today. Maybe not. All good. Take a moment, sit. Breath in. Breathe it out. And then we'll inhale for our seat sound. Lam, vam, yam, om, om. One more. Lam, vam, ram, yam, om. And
remember what it's like. Soften your jaw, lift your heart. And take the hands to the floor, stretch the legs forward. Just do a little hip walking. So you could just rock side to side, lift one hip, or go on your locomotive, rock it front and back. And this is good stuff. The low back that doesn't really have a lot of, you can't really turn your low back, but we can do this. So here we are. Okay, come and sit. And just see if you need to take your arms back and lean it back, that's okay. Just find your place where the arms, shoulders can come back, the heart's lifting. And flex the feet, drop the jaw. Flex the feet, drop the jaw. Feel your sit bones, your seat, even as it can be. And we're going to point the feet. And flex. And point. And flex. And then I'm going to keep them flexed, but if you need to relax your feet, that's fine. We're going to walk ourselves into a bit of a forward fold. And I say a bit because, lift your heart and then walk the hands forward and just let the heart lead the way. As best as you can. I'm pulling my chin in because that chin just wants to lead the way. I really feel it's the heart. And the jaw is soft, eyes are soft. You're just feeling. And when we lead with the heart, you might find, oh, wow, let my head lead. I can go a lot deeper and just feel. Stop wherever it is. And then once you reach that place, connect. Soften the legs, maybe the feet can flex a little bit more, and just looking for more discomfort. You're just looking for it. There it is. Sit low. Okay, don't close the eyes or let the eyes soften. No tensions, just what is. Okay, for the next 3 breaths, I'm going to reach the hands to the feet because I can do that. And then let, wherever you are, let yourself just drop in. So you can let the heart kind of go back like it wants to do. Head can drop. And take one more full breath. Okay. And we're going to walk the hands back to the hips. Come up. Okay, we're gonna come to lie down. So I'm gonna put the hands down, lift up, and then come to lie down this way. So know where your tennis ball is, that it's handy. And I have this blanket, maybe turned the wrong way to lie down. So quick as that. It never even happens. It's just turn it. And you can always grab another blanket if you need to. Okay. Good. So I know I had some trouble with the sound, and I know my headphones weren't connected. So I'm going to keep an eye now, and if you have some trouble hearing me, I'm hopefully will catch it. So, okay, once you're down, I just put the tennis ball in my hand. Walk your feet maybe a little bit more away from your hips and take a few moments to just let yourself go. Feel the shoulders drop. Even the low back supported can rest. Heart can rest. Good. And we'll start with our good friend windshield wiper. Just the feet are quite a bit away from the hip, and I just walk them out. Take the arms out to the side, and just begin this lovely, luxurious rocking side to side onto each side hip, and if that works for you. Full rotation of the hips happening. Good stuff. Good. So I'm going to do a few more. I'm just going to take my arms overhead this time. See if I can get into something. Roll on the floor. Good. Okay, and then come to center.
I've walked the feet in, they're still nice and wide. I'm gonna bring the knees to touch and pigeon toe the feet a little bit. And then once you've got that, press the feet into the floor, squeeze the knees together and lift your hips up off the floor. And then just pause here for a few moments. So the hips might just be lifted like half an inch, not even that much. Good. Now I'm gonna rock the hips side to side. So the knees are together, the feet are pigeon toed, and I'm putting a little bit of maybe you might feel like I'm going to use the word stress on the knees, but in a very safe way. So we're just rocking the hips. Okay, and then let your hips come down, heel toe the feet together. Let's take a moment in a Baddha Konasana. Just let the knees drop out, even if that's not, you might have to keep engaging the feet to keep the hips happy. Let's take a few moments here. And you inhale and lift the knees up. Heel toe the feet back out, maybe hip distance or wider, and we'll put that tennis ball under the cheek. And we'll start with whichever cheek you want to start with. We'll start in the middle, and maybe just I have the left hip lifting, and I'm swaying the hips side to side as I roll that tennis ball under the right cheek. I know you can always reposition it. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just rolling it, and now we're going to put the weight down. Okay, and so you feel how that is. You can rock yourself side to side. So maybe both knees rock over to the right, put more weight on there. Yeah, you could also just be moving the right knee. That's going to give you obviously less pressure than both. So feel, and I'm walking that ball every time my knees come up. I'm going to move that ball to a new spot. Okay, find the yum. So we'll do a few more moments of this, and know that as you start to bring that ball up closer to the top of the hip bone, that's where things are going to get a little more interesting. And if you can handle it, then it's like going for a good massage where you're like, she or they, so much pressure, but you kind of love it. Good. Okay. Then we'll take the ball out. Let's just feel what we've done. You can stretch your legs out if you like, or anything. Just feel. Okay, maybe your other hip is doing the same as mine. She's like, when's my turn? So we'll change hands and start with that kind of lifting the right hip and doing the hip sway that we do, but using that ball. Let's trace the lines. Going to do a few more sways and rocks, and then we'll come down like a rock. Receive. So moving into the swaying of the knees, or one knee, that's better. Massage your sacred area. There's a reason why this part of your body has so much cushion, all this protection, and where we're meant to sit, obviously, and so much more. It is the center spot. Oh, so good. And then moving that ball, if you haven't already, up towards the places of the most discomfort and the thinnest. The cushion is not as thick. Finding your yum. Okay, we'll take that ball out and savor this great, great, deep, deep, deep release. Okay. Maybe stretch your legs out, take your arms overhead, give yourself a nice big stretch. We're going to bring the right knee in, and I'm going to put this tennis ball behind this right knee as I fold it. And the left leg can be bent, can be straight, whatever you like. So I can hold on top of the shin if that's a problem. Hold the back of the thigh. If your head is, if the chin's popping up, put some support under your head, or lengthen the back of your head, pull the chin in. Find that, and then I'm just gonna do this a few times. Maybe you can flex your feet or your foot. Good. Okay, I'm gonna keep squeezing. Take the hands out, arms out to the side, and just rock this knee side to side. And if you have the other leg bent, just make the space. So I'm just gonna rock it, and then we're gonna circle it. And keep squeezing that ball. And oh yeah. And then reverse these hip circles. Drop your jaw, your shoulders. And I'm going to paint lines like we do, like we just keep holding the ball, but just sway your foot side to side. Okay, and we'll bring it into the chest. Maybe I'll keep the hands out and just bring it in. Or you can hold on, whatever you want to do here. Take one more moment. And then find the tennis ball, extend your leg up, flex the foot, and then bend the heel towards the hip, point the foot, and extend it. And we'll just flow this little leg dance a few times. Good. And then extend the leg up, and we're just going to rock that exact same thing we did with the knee, but now the leg's going to go side to side. And the left leg can stay bent. Okay, and now we're going to make circles, and I'm going to try and keep this leg as straight as I can. But if it bends, you know that that is A-okay always. And reverse, circle the opposite way. Good. Okay, and then lower your leg all the way down. Pause for a moment. Let that hip relax and take your awareness to the back of your right knee and just feel what it feels like. Mine feels very open, relaxed. Maybe I'm going to use the word grounded. And I can also feel the same in my right hip. So whatever you're feeling is yours. Okay, and now we'll do the same thing with the left leg. So I'm going to keep my right leg straight. You can bend it, squeeze that tennis ball, and yeah, we'll start with the hands on top and just rock it in and out, or the hands behind the thigh. Yeah, just feeling into, is there room to flex the feet a little more? And when you flex the feet, you might feel the ball gets gripped a little tighter. Good. Okay, I'm going to take the arms out to the side. And we'll start to just bring this, knee side to side. Keep hugging the ball. Soften your shoulders. Maybe the one shoulder is getting a little more tense than the other. Just notice. And then we'll start to make these hip circles. Nice, easy breath. There's the young, the lovery. It's all here. Go the opposite way. Yes. And then we'll just paint the line. So I keep hugging the ball and just sway your foot from side to side. Okay, and bring it in, squeeze the ball, hug it in, maybe hands, no hands. And then we'll take the ball out, extend the leg up, flex the foot. And as you exhale, you bend the knee, point the foot, inhale. And exhale, so the foot's dancing, the knee is getting some love here. And then bring the leg up, maybe flex the foot, and we'll start to sway this leg. I say sway, but it is a controlled side to side sway. Yeah, good. And we'll make some circles. They can be any size circles without tensing the jaw, the shoulders, even the hands, and reverse the circling. And we'll lower this leg all the way down and relax. Good. Okay. We're going to go through our seed sounds again. So I'm just going to put the ball down, but where I know where it is. And take, maybe you rest your hand on your lower chakra center. Inhale. Lam, Vam, Ram, Yam, Ham, Om. Lam, Vam, Ram, Yam, Ham,
Om. Lam, lam, ram, yam, ham. Just thinking if you have people in your house and they're listening and they're like, what is going on? Not quite a song. Okay, I'm gonna bring both knees into the chest. We are all gonna bring our knees into our chest, our knees to the heart. Rock a little bit side to side. Okay. All this knee and hip would be remiss without an egg beater. So I'm gonna put my hands underneath the hips, because kind of dig that. And find whatever it is here, bring the knees in if you put the feet down and start to find your egg beater. Feel the knees and the feet and the hips. Oof. Yes, maybe the rocking and pressing into your hands if you placed your hands underneath there. And then reverse this egg beater. And yes. We'll go one time in each direction. Maybe 2 times in each direction. Good. And then we'll hug these knees back in. You can release your hands, hug them in. We're going to go to happy baby, any version. That might just be knees wide. Bring them in. Have your hands behind your thighs and drop. This all counts. All of it counts. 100 million ways to do a happy, maybe not that big. A lot of ways to do a happy baby. Hey, rock if you feel you'd like to rock. And I'm going to do that. One leg extended, one foot in, rock it over if that's accessible today. Enjoy what is. Okay, now I'm going to bring the feet together and maybe you hold on to the ankles, calves, back to the thighs, so you interlace the fingers. Bring the feet in as I open the knees out, if that's there, without tensing the jaw, dropping the shoulders. Okay, what I'm doing here is I'm actually bringing the whole length of the back down as much as I can. And everything kind of opens. And okay, and we'll release from this, maybe a happy baby moment. Knees into the chest. And then feet to the floor. And I happen to have a block handy, so I was going to say grab a block. We're just going to lift the hips just to do some hip release. So you can put the block any height you like, and if you like to straighten, I'm going to start on the lowest height actually, just to straighten the legs for a moment and let these hips, maybe I'll give them a little massage. And then you can stay here on that lowest height for a few moments if you'd like to go higher. Then go any height. That feels good. I popped on the highest height for me today. That's going to feel good. Just drop in to wherever you are, lowest height, if you prefer a blanket, just to lift the hips and kind of soften everything we've done. I always like to add a baby windshield wiper here on the block. If you'd like to do that, you might, if you're lower, it might be bigger than a baby. Gently swaying and okay, so we're going to bring our seed sounds in, whatever shape you're in. Just find some stillness. And hands, no hands. We'll inhale. Lam, bam, ram, yam, ham, om. Lam, bam, ram, yam, ham, om. One more. Ram, 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 yam, ham, om. Resting in your stillness for a few moments. We'll be coming off your block, lowering all the way down. And just pausing. We're going to keep the knees bent because we're going to finish with a windshield wiper. So
Setting that up, but just feel yourself coming to the earth before you move. We're going to take the arms overhead just for extra. And start to windshield wipe. So anyway, maybe the feet are going to go off your mat. Open up more space for the hips to rotate. The sun is coming out. Oh, okay. And then we'll rest in this basic resting pose with the feet pigeon-toed, the knees together. Just restart it this way. I'm going to interlace the fingers behind the head like you're lying on the grass under the sun, soaking up the last few days of summer. Soften your hips, your jaw, two very closely connected. Great. So I'm going to come up. If you don't have to come up, our next pose is going to be Baddha Konasana, and maybe with the bolster under the knees. So I'm going to come up this way. Just take the arms, lift the head, slowly. Oh, so good. And then we'll place that bolster between hips and heels. And heating pads, all that good stuff, friends, because you know we're getting close to the end. So whatever you need to rest into, just gather it. I'm going to keep my tennis ball handy. Do one last thing. Just find your Baddha Konasana so the hips are open, but the knees, the thighs are supported. Sometimes if you bring that bolster in a little closer to the hips, maybe that's better for you. Just kind of feel. Okay. Take a few moments here, just dropping in, starting to receive. So have your tennis ball in your left hand. And we're going to reach all the way over to the right, top of the right shoulder. And you're just going to sneak that tennis ball in. Just between that, there's that little space between neck and shoulder, some skin, but there's a lot of bone there. So just feel around and move your arm. No puppy here, so I'm moving it to pet him. But you move your arm in any different way. Move your shoulder. Just I'm still holding the ball. Just moving it around. So just move this. Any place here that feels okay. Maybe walk it in a little bit closer to the spine. Just explore very gently, lovingly. Your own inner masseuse. Yes. Okay. Now I have the ball kind of closer to the underarm, and I'm going to take this left hand over top of the or underneath the right arm. Find the ball again and just keep walking it down wherever it's going to go. So maybe the upper back of your ribs. And okay. So let's do a few more moments, and then when you're ready, come out, and you should feel a difference. Not should. You may feel a difference. Okay. And then we put the ball in the right hand, and again start at the top between neck and shoulder, and starting to mush. Move, massage, move your arm any way it's going to assist. Roll your body, that will assist. All of these things, all of these places. Oh. Some of them might feel really good. Of course, there's the opposite is true. So I'm going to just plug that ball in and move the hand underneath the arm and just see what I can do here. You might even be happier using the left hand if it's too much to take it across. It's all just good movements though, so good. Okay, I'm gonna take the ball out, feel. And before we move into Shavasana, we'll do one more. We'll take the ball, either hand, just put it between, like by the nape of your neck. You feel like skull and spine kind of connect. There's a little place there. And just going to push in and gently turn the head side to side with the jaw dropping. Softening that temple space, that forehead. You might even massage that a little bit if that helps you to release any tension that just naturally garners in the back of the eyes, the front of the eyes. Open the temple doors. Okay, and I'm just gonna walk this ball down with the hand guiding it. Just feel, any place there, just noticing. And then when you're ready, you'll take the ball out and pause. And we'll do one more round of our seed sounds before we slip into our rest. So I'm going to slow it down and we'll do 2 rounds. So inhale. Keeping your legs as they are, if that feels good, or making any adjustments as you do the legs up the wall, friends. That's always nice. We have about 7 minutes or so. So however you want to set up is lovely. So we created all this inner vibrational work through movement, through sound, through breath. And now we let the body absorb all that has been released. Resting in your Shavasana. As you're resting, you may repeat to yourself the seed sounds as a point of focus, if that helps you to stay connected to this restful body. Dropping into the deepest state of Shavasana you can. Imagine you feeling the whole length of your spine supported. All, everything else radiating from that point. Resting. Softening your eyes. Opening up your temple space. Staying in your rest as we close out this practice. If you wish, we're beginning to invite in movement in a way that feels very aware, very awake, and very restful all at the same time. As you come upright, and just run those seat sounds one more time and just pausing at the yum. Just do that on your own, resting your hands in front of your yum space. You might think of our yum spaces inside our mouth, but when you eat something that's delicious and you have that face, the smile, the eyes get bright, it's from the heart. It's joy, fulfillment, whatever the yum brings. In between the head and the heart, we have the voice. So we connect the hum with the om at this time. Inhale. Om. Release your breath into your hands. Hold it there, bow your chin, and then offer it to yourself as great blessing. All that is available at this time of year. In your hearts, and together, yet separate. Great love and gratitude. Thank you, friends. Oh, good. I'm happy the sound is fixed, and here we go. Continue this practice, and so much love. This week we are again 6:30, Tuesday, Thursday. Hopefully next week things will be back, but I will let you know. So thank you so much, friends. Have a great Sunday. So much love. Thank you.